The Lord said, "It was I who taught the eternal Yog to the sun, Vivaswat, who then taught it to Manu, who taught it to Ikshwaku. Derived from tradition, this Yog was known to sages of the royal stage, Rajarshi. But at this point, O destroyer of foes, it declined and was almost extinct. That is the timeless Yog which I now impart to you, because you are my devotee and beloved friend, and because this Yog embodies a supreme mystery." Arjuna said, "Since Vivaswat, craving for God, was born in the distant antiquity, and your birth is only recent, how am I to believe that you had taught Yog to him?" The Lord said, "O Arjuna, you and I have passed through innumerable births, but, O vanquisher of foes, whereas you do not have memory of your previous births, I do. Although imperishable, birthless, and God of all beings, I manifest myself, subduing the materialistic world of nature by the mysterious power of Atma Maya. Whenever, O Bharat, righteousness, Dharma, declines and unrighteousness is rampant, I manifest myself. I manifest myself from age to defend the pious, destroy the wicked, and strengthen Dharma. He who has perceived the essence of my radiant incarnations and works, O Arjuna, is never born again after discarding his body, but dwells in me. Free from passion and anger, wholly dedicated to me, finding shelter in me, and purified by knowledge and penance, many have realized my being. O Part, as men worship me, even so do I accept them, and knowing this, the wise follow me in every way. Desiring fruits of their action, men worship manifold gods, for the rewards of action are then earned quickly. Although I have created the four classes, Varna, Brahman, Kshastri, Vaishya, and Shudra, according to innate properties and actions, know me, the immutable, as a non-doer. I am unsullied by action, because I am not attached to it, and they who are aware of this are in the like fashion unfettered by action. Since it is with this wisdom that men aiming at salvation from worldly existence have also performed action in earlier times, you too should follow the example of your predecessors. Even wise men are confused about the nature of action and actionlessness, and so I shall explain the meaning of action to you well, so that knowing it you may be emancipated from evil. It is essential to know the nature of action as well as of actionlessness, and also that of meritorious action, for the ways of action are so inscrutable. One who can perceive non-action in action and action in non-action is a wise man and an accomplished doer of perfect action. Even the learned call that man a sage, all of whose actions are free from desire and will, both burnt to ashes by the fire of knowledge. Independent of the world, ever contented, and renouncing all attachment to action as well as its fruits, such a man is free from action even while he is engaged in it. He who has conquered his mind and senses and given up all objects of sensual pleasure does not partake of sin, even when his body seems to be engaged in action. Contented with what comes to him unsought, he who is indifferent to happiness and sorrow, free from envy, and even-minded in success and failure, is a man of equanimity, unenslaved by action, even when he performs it. A man is free from attachment, his mind rests firmly in the knowledge of God, and when his actions are like the yajna made to God, he is truly emancipated, and all his actions cease to be. Since both the dedication and the oblation itself are God, and it is the godlike teacher who offers the oblation to the fire, which is also God, the attainment also of the man whose mind is set on godlike action is God himself. Some yogi perform yajna to foster divine impulses, whereas some other yogi offer the sacrifice of yajna to a seer who is the fire of God. While some offer their hearing and other senses as sacrifice to the fire of self-restraint, others offer speech and other sense objects to the fire of the senses. Yet other yogi offer the functions of their senses and operations of their life breaths to the fire of yoga, self-control, kindled by knowledge. Just as many perform yajna by making material gifts in service of the world, some other men perform yajna through physical mortification. Some perform the sacrifice of yoga, and yet others who practice severe austerities perform yajna through the study of scriptures. As some offer their exhalation to inhalation, others offer their inhaled breath to the exhaled breath, while yet others practice serenity of breath by regulating their incoming and outgoing breath. Yet others who subsist on strictly regulated breath and offer their breath to breath and life to life are all knowers of yajna, and the sins of all who have known yajna are destroyed. O Arjuna, the best of Kuru, the yogi who have tasted the nectar flowing from yajna attain to the eternal supreme God. But how can the next life of men, bereft of yajna, be happy, when even their life in this world is miserable? Many such yajna are laid down by the Ved, but they all germinate and grow from the ordained action. And performing their various steps, you will be freed from worldly bondage. Sacrifice through wisdom is, O Parantap, in every way superior to sacrifices made with material objects, because, O Part, all action ceases in knowledge, their culmination. Obtain that knowledge from sages through reverence, inquiry, and innocent solicitation, and the sages who are aware of reality will initiate you into it. Knowing which, O son of Pandu, you will never again be a prey like this to attachment, and equipped with this knowledge, you will see all beings within yourself, and then within me. Even if you are the most heinous sinner, the ark of knowledge will carry you safely across all evils. As blazing fire turns fuel to ashes, so verily, O Arjuna, the fire of knowledge reduces all action to ashes. Doubtlessly nothing in the world is more purifying than this knowledge, and your heart will realize it spontaneously when you have attained to perfection on the way of action. The worshipper of true faith, who has subdued his senses, attains to this knowledge, and at the very moment of attainment, he is rewarded with the benediction of supreme peace. For a skeptic, bereft of faith and knowledge, who strays from the path of righteousness, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. He loses both the worlds. O Dhananjay, action cannot bind the man who relies on God and who has surrendered all his actions to him by the practice of karma yoga, and all whose doubts have been put to rest by knowledge. So, O Bharat, dwell in yoga and stand up to cut down this irresolution that has entered your heart because of ignorance with the steel of knowledge.